Last topic of Unit 2, the effects of migration. So, you know why people migrate. Um, Now, let's look at the effects of people moving from place to place. So, I want to preface this by saying we're going to go over a few effects, but this is not at all a list of cumulative effects that could ever happen because of migration. These are just going to be a few examples to point you in the right direction. So, migration is going to affect countries of origin and receiving countries. So, your objective for topic 12 is going to be to explain historical and contemporary geographic effects of migration. So, not just how it affects countries today, but how migration affected countries in the past. That would be the historical aspect of it. So, migration has political, economic, and cultural effects on both the countries of origin and the receiving countries. So the countries people are leaving and the countries that they're going to. The effects on countries of origin. Positive effects is a lot of times they get relief from overcrowding. However, you can see that people leaving countries generally does not have good effects because there are way more negative effects than positive ones. So, one negative effect is that working age people leaving creates a dependency ratio problem. So these skilled laborers leaving their country, because we know that most migrants are between 20 and 45, which makes up most of your working population. So if a bunch of them are leaving, your working population gets smaller, your dependency ratio becomes very unbalanced. That would definitely be a negative economic effect of countries of origin as far as migration goes. Another negative, undercutting traditional family structure, which would be a cultural effect. Lots of places in their traditional sense, the family is a very important unit and you don't break up that unit. Mom, dad, kids, aunts, uncles, grandma, grandpa, they all live very close to one another, oftentimes in the same house. But if one of those family members decides to leave, that does kind of break apart that family structure. And eventually that culture could or that part of the culture could kind of disintegrate. Another negative effect on the countries of origin is what we call a brain drain. So it's when migration out of a country is made up of highly skilled people. This happens a lot for developing countries. A lot of times, the very intelligent people there, they want the money, just like we all do. And so they're going to go where it is. And oftentimes, that's places like the United States or China or Russia, where they have this upper level secondary education. They have postgraduate work. You can go to med school. And so, unfortunately, for countries of origin, pretty much like all their smart people are leaving. All the smart, motivated people who are going to, change the rest of the world leave their country of origin. So, effects on receiving countries. Whew. Obviously, migrants are going to bring their culture. So, a positive effect is going to be vast cultural contributions like foods, words, languages, entertainment, religion, you name it. Migrants bring it. That is especially seen here in the United States, and we could go on and on and on about the various cultural contributions of immigrants. Another positive effect is that most immigrants are highly motivated to get an education, work hard, and succeed because they're coming from a place that did not give them those opportunities. So they're super, super motivated. They want to work hard, they want to succeed, which is really good for the economy. Um, just a little fact at the bottom there, 200 of the 500 largest businesses in the world were started by immigrants or their children. Um, a negative effect that is often seen in receiving countries because of immigration are conflicts between immigrants and native-born citizens. They often have different religious beliefs, they often have different cultural practices, and oftentimes native-born citizens are very concerned with the fact that immigrants might take their jobs. Um, this sign down here is a sign that was seen a lot in like the Northeast United States during like the 40s ish, when there were a lot of Irish immigrants. Um, People didn't like the Irish, oftentimes because the Irish were Catholic and the northeastern portion of the US was very Protestant. And so they would put signs like this in their door, like we have jobs available. We want people to come work for us, but if you're Irish, don't even bother applying. There are several examples of this, and again, we can go on and on about conflicts between immigrants and native-born citizens, but that's just one example. Again, in no way was this a cumulative list of the effects of migration, but these were just some examples for you to kind of hold on to for when we talk about the effects on migration.